Hi there, my name is Zoe and these are our dogs, Dobby and Sophie. They are both rescue dogs from here on the Big Island from the local Humane Society. And they are mixed breeds, but largely Catahoula leopard hound dogs, which is a hunting breed that is very popular out here, in demand. But they are both relatively nervous and cowardly. So they do not like to hunt. They are not hunting dogs. They were perhaps kicked out of their hunting tribes. But they are both very shy in temperament, but extremely affectionate and loving. They're both about 6 years old. Sophie was our first one, and then Dobby came along and we loved his temperament, and Sophie seemed to really like him as well. Dobby is very, very affectionate, more so than Sophie, and will always want to be touched. But he usually hangs out by himself on the couch in the bedroom, which is just over there. That's his spot. That's the only bit of furniture that is pet friendly. So often Dobby will be in there, and Sophie will often be in our closet, which is just on the other side over there. So they tend to hang out in the bedroom. Don't be surprised if they don't run and greet you when you get home. They're pretty quiet dogs. They don't bark, and they just kind of hang out. But I thought I would make this little video as a bit of an introduction to the dogs, and kind of what it looks like, where their stuff is. I've left tons of guidelines, probably too much. I don't know, it's probably overwhelming. They're actually very simple dogs, but I figure better to have more than less. And Sophie, of course, is blind, but we kind of forget that. She manages just fine. She has the house mapped out, so she doesn't run into anything unless the furniture is moved or something like that. And when we take her for walks, she absolutely trusts the leash completely. So remember, if you're pulling the leash somewhere, she will follow it. So make sure you walk around obstacles or such, otherwise she'll go straight into it. Sophie has a code word, which is watch. If she's about to run into something, we will say that out loud and she will stop immediately. That's kind of her safety word. But otherwise, she's very simple. They go for 2 walks a day, morning and evening, and I try to give them a pop out in the middle of the day around 1 o'clock or so, just on the grass out front so that they can pee. But that's them. Anyways, I'll show you a bit around their supplies and what they like to do and stuff. Okay, so most of the stuff is kept in the laundry room for the pets. Starting here, we have the leashes for the dogs. This is one that says blind dog is for Sophie. They both have poop bags on the leads here. There's a backup leash there as well. And then if we head over here above the machines, up here there's backup of poop bags, a whole bunch of them. And then down here we have the wet food. So we have the wet dog food and the wet canned food. And then over here, you won't need any of this. This is just their preventatives. I keep some peanut butter in here to fill up the Kongs and give them now and then when we are going for a long day, if it's a particularly long day. Up here as well, this is the cat food. They just split a can breakfast and evening, and or I will have them on the automated food dispenser. I'll let you know in advance. And then we would keep the cat bowls here for when they are being fed wet food. This is just something we give for little Vettel sometimes, just as a snack. In here, these are the storage containers for the cat and dog kibble. They just undo like this. There's a scoop, and then instructions will be in the manual of how much they get, again, if they're not on the automated feeder. And then over here, we have dog treats. They're just kind of things like this. Both of these are dog treats, cat treats, some bones, and then some rawhide bones. I try not to give them rawhide bones more than once, like every 10 days or 2 weeks. And then typically I will keep the dog bowls in here just for feeding. There's a total wide variety of them. Up here as well, dog towels, if they are wet or muddy, I just keep those up there to wipe their paws off for when they're coming back inside. Before I forget, located in here above the laundry room sink, there are some pet accident sprays, which they very, very, very rarely ever have an accident, but worst case scenario, there is some of this. We typically use this alongside Folex, but again, very rare. Folex is located under the sink in the kitchen, and then there's a backup of it here as well. There's clear directions on how it's to be used also. And then we do have a steam cleaner. That's just an air rifle. We do have a steam cleaner here, and as well as the agent that is under the sink, but it can be kind of tricky to use if you're not familiar with one. So we always have this as like a standby for if there is an accident when guests are here, and then we will typically use the steam cleaner if necessary when we get back. So both of the dogs are crate trained, and they very much like their crates. They sleep in their crates overnight. This started because of Sophie being blind. We just wanted her to be secure and safe. But they only go in their crates at nighttime. They don't go when we leave the house for a long day or anything. But yeah, we typically put them in when we go to bed as well. So around 8:30 to 10, somewhere around that, we'll take them outside. And then we bring them to their crates, and we actually feed them in their crates. We leave them with the bowl in their crates and top up the water bowls in their crates as well. And then we'll let them out in the mornings around 6 to 7, something like that, and take them straight onto a walk. So these are the crates. This one is Sophie's. That one is Dobby's. And they're pretty simple. They just have a latch on the front. There is a latch on the bottom here too, but they don't need it. They don't try to get out or anything. Sometimes Sophie's will catch, so you just undo that. But they just have a basic bed, little blanket. This is the water bowl that we'll top up at night. And then I just keep a jug of water out here and to top it up. Dobby, this is his. He likes to be cocooned, so you may hear him scratch in the middle of the night to try and make a little bed, but that's his. And then in the mornings, he likes to be fed out here. So we typically just lay one of these rubber mats down, and then we'll put his food down with the doors open like this. He'll eat his food on the floor here, and then he'll want to be let inside. He'll often linger around the door over there. Good morning. Good morning. I have just woken up and am off for a walk down the street with the hounds. 1, 2. As you will have seen, I just let them out of their crates and then I put them on the leash and out we go. Sophie sometimes needs to be dragged out a little bit more, so she might be excited in the morning, but often she'll need to like go on the leash to be walked out to the front. Otherwise she just likes to kind of play and get her belly rubbed. Or she may come across as pretty shy. A lot of people have said she doesn't like to walk, which is fine if as long as she gets enough of time on the grass. But once she's out on the leash, she's just like that, kind of just trots along. Sophie will both pee and poop on the front lawn under the tree pretty much as soon as you put her out there, whereas Dobby won't at all. He'll only do his business on the walk, but he will go on the grass in the afternoon and the evening. Otherwise he just takes care of business on our walk. Also, you may have seen the little kitten running around. That's Bettle. He will likely join you for part of the walk as well. Where's Hope? Good girl. In here. Oop. This way, Sophie. There we go. Go on. Good girl. Okay. There you go. Hey, Dob. Paw? Paw? Good boy.